Hello, hello, beautiful beings. My name is P. Horsley, and welcome to Animal Thoughts Live. Just setting everything up. So, you have entered the world of intuitive animal communication. Welcome, welcome, my dear friend. Let me know if you are here and say hi in the chat. Give me a wave if you're on Instagram. I'm on Instagram here, I'm on Facebook here, and you are joining me from wherever you are in the world. Let me know where you are in the world. It would be great to see how far we are reaching today for this Animal Thoughts Live. Paula from Brazil. Hello, my lovely. Who else do we have? Thank you for loving my hair. Bless you, my love. All right. Just while people are coming in and finding me and going, where is this? Okay, we also have Jamina from Colombia, Annette's from Sweden, hello my love, Nancy from, oh, is it gone? Michigan, Bernadette from Netherlands, Gudrun from Colombia, Christine West Sussex, Deb Missouri, Harry France, Camille Madrid, Kristin Colorado, Sophie, Italy, Gillian from Northern Ireland, hello from Spain, Mariella from Spain, Christian from Germany over here. So many places, beautiful. We've also got North Devon, Surrey. Monty Cat is here. What a relief, I'm so pleased. Melissa from Colombia and Lincolnshire. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We've got Nevada. Fabulous. So the format is intuitively guided, but we do have a subject, we have a theme today, and it's rescued animals, rescue animals. So I'm coming to this subject because last week it came up quite a few times in the questions, but also because it's a subject that is just so dear to my heart. In other sessions, basically, I'm going to be teaching on animal communication. I'm going to be communicating with your animal for you. I might be inviting you to join me to communicate at the same time, including everybody else that is with us so that you can practice communicating. There is the possibility, highly likely, that we will also be hearing from a particular species of the animal kingdom as they share some of their beautiful wisdom and advice. We will enter into sacred ceremony, there will be meditation, and like I said, there will be some practice as well for animal communication. So welcome to everybody that is coming in. It's so lovely to see you. And if you have an animal with you, also let me know that. I thought today first I'll start with a disclaimer just to let you know that I can't diagnose. If your animal is unwell, please take them to see a trusted animal healthcare practitioner if you have any concerns about them physically. I can't diagnose, but what I can do to help you is to tell you what your animal is saying. I can't track missing animals during a live. It's just too much. I can support you. I can offer practical tips, steps you can take to hopefully bring them back safely home, but I can't communicate with missing animals during these lives. I do offer private one-to-one consultations. So if you would like my support for you and your animal, you can always book a consultation with me. And you can do that from my website, which is animalthoughts.com, then click on consultations. These sessions, these are very interactive. It really is an opportunity for you to ask me a question that you have, but it's also time for us to spend sacred time with animals and for them to spend time with you, okay? And on that note, I would like to light a candle. And if you have a candle with you, then please light it with me. And let's just open sacred space for ourselves and for all the animals who wish to join us. Okay. I've got a lotus flower here, lighting this candle. And I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Just breathing in and breathing out. I'm going to have to light this again, I can see. Let's try a different candle. Just keep relaxing with your breath in and your breath out as we have another attempt to light my candle. There we go. Oh. And breathing in slowly. Pause. And breathing out slowly. And I invite you to place your left hand over your heart center. I like the left hand because it's closest to the heart. If it's more comfortable to use your right hand, use your right hand. And with your eyes closed, just imagine now that you're breathing in and out of this heart space. You're breathing energy into your heart and out of your heart. You're breathing in and breathing out. And if you can, try to visualize the energy as a beautiful pink light. Breathing in this pink light into your heart space and out of your heart space. And now breathing into your heart space and out of your heart in all directions. Breathing in, breathing out. And I invite you to think of an animal who you love, in body or in spirit, to remember why you love them, what they mean to you. This is amplifying the love that you have in your heart. And invite this animal or animals to come and just come closer if you would like to. Come and join our circle, our threads of beautiful pink light, weaved like a grid across this amazing planet, as all of these animal lovers are coming together, linking through love for animals. And just relax into it. There's no need to try. Just send out the invitation and then surrender. The animal will decide. They've got free will. And I invite other animals to come and join us in a grid of light across Mother Earth. And you can join me in this invitation, inviting any species who would like to come forward We might feel their presence through a gut knowing. We might see them with our inner eye, just as we see pictures when we're dreaming. We may feel them close to us, smell them. And I see elephant mother has come with her trunk raised, saying hello. And the crocodile is here again, was here last week, is here this week. Owl has joined us. Owl came to my Pride members this week as well. No, what day are we on? Last week during our Pride gathering, and they're here today. And a little yellow bird is here. And the rat is here again. We have repeat species coming to join us. Who can you feel? Who can you feel coming close, who's joined us? Take a moment and put it into the comments. Let me see whether you have an awareness of your animals who've come close, energetically or physically, and the other species of the animal kingdom. Just write in the comments if you have an awareness. Catherine says fox, doves, Rosemary elephant, Sophie rhino. We have deer over on Instagram and lion, a white pigeon. We have bear and rat. Someone also saw the elephants come in. We have wolf and bear again over here. 2 wolves. Bella is here, the senior cat. Leopard, warthog, elephant and butterflies, white lion, white horse, wolf, giraffe. Charlie had a feeling of a ladybird just pop in. Shire horse, badger rat cat, tree frog, owl again, elephant again, a pack of wolves, a tamarin monkey, and another bear. So many animals. So let's just share our gratitude now to all of these animals coming to join us in sacred circle. All of us animals, humans, non-human animals, coming together, joining as equals, as part of the animal kingdom, coming together in love, with love, to share this space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breathing in and breathing out. We're very blessed that so many animals have come and so many of you are aware of them. Thank you. It's so beautiful. So, I'm going to start with a story for you. And it's a story about Morgan, who introduced me to animal communication. And this might resonate with some of you. So when Morgan first arrived into my home, he was sad. And I thought, there's something I'm doing wrong. I don't know dogs like I know cats. I need help. I went on an animal communication workshop. I discovered what animal communication is, and it changed my life. But when I discovered it, I came back to him at home and I did a technique which I want to share with you because it's really powerful. And it's called the Axis Mundi Technique. It's quite advanced. Some of you might find it difficult to do this technique, but it's worth a go. If you have an animal who needs to, I'm asking Morgan now to help me with the right words, to understand on a deeper level why that animal is expressing the behavior or the emotions that you are feeling and witnessing. And what I did is I got very quiet in my mind by breathing in, breathing out, in and out through the heart space, entering into what HeartMath call heart coherence, where we're dropping down into love, into that frequency of love, 500 hertz. And then in my mind, in my imagination, I created a place which I think is beautiful, and it's outdoors and it's safe. And I invited Morgan's previous guardian into this space, the spirit of her, because she'd passed. And she took a seat. And then I invited Morgan to come into this space. And he was reluctant, and he found he couldn't look at her, and he was feeling so much shame, which is about 20 hertz. It's so low, and that shame leads into dis-ease, illness. And I invited the two of them, energetic beings in an imagined space, to come together. And his guardian was talking to him, and he couldn't look at her, and I was there too. And then she said to him, "You did nothing wrong." And those words changed everything. You did nothing wrong. Because Morgan had this feeling of shame that he'd let her down, because one of her dying wishes to him was, "Please look after my husband." But he couldn't, because her husband got dementia and was taken into an assisted home living environment, and Morgan was taken to sanctuary, to a shelter, to a rescue, whatever you want to call it. And he thought, "I've let her down, I've not looked after him, and now they've separated us, and I've done everything wrong." And he had so much shame. But in this Axis Mundi situation, she was able to say, "You've done nothing wrong." And at that point, there was this first glimmer when he turned around and he looked at her. And it was such a massive shift emotionally. And she greeted him, and he was so joyful to see her and to hear this news. And then she said to him, "Now you have a new family. Just go and be with your new family. Enjoy this new experience of living, and know that I will always love you." And it was simple, and that was kind of like, that was it. And so we ended this scenario where I said, "Morgan, are you ready to come with me?" And we left, and then she would have left after, or just energetically kind of dissolved from that imagined place of sharing energetically. And the proof for me, was in the results, because Texas, who you met last week when you were here, Texas here, he had gone from being scared of Morgan, didn't want to be in the house with him, thought bringing Morgan into our home was a really bad idea. After this Axis Mundi situation, Texas completely changed. He was relaxed. He was like, okay. And I said, what's changed for you? And Texas said, well, he's one of us now. He's in our family. And that's when we could move forward. And then all of this sadness that this dog was expressing and could have led to him being euthanized, it all went because of this technique. And Morgan wants to say, and because of the amount of love that was present. So this is a really useful technique. If you have an animal in your life who you have adopted, that you have brought in, who is struggling for some reason, please consider doing this technique. It's just so simple, but yet so powerful. And it is, we do use our imagination, but then everything is imagination and then everything is energy. And it's very, very powerful. That's one of the stories I wanted to share. Does it resonate with you? Give me a yes in the comments. If you feel that you might be able to repeat this technique with an animal that you share your life with, put a yes and their name in the comments so that I know that you are going to have a go at it. We've got some yeses, yes. Axis Mundi. Axis Mundi. That's what I call it. Okay. Yes. Ellie. Yes. Lupita. Yes. Freya. Yes. Charlie. Yes. Shimmer. Yes. Little Pastor just took in. Yes. Yes. 2 animals here. Yes. Mariana. Yes. Beautiful. Ari. Yes. Layla. Yes. Omar. So many are going to try this technique. So I'm so happy about that. Yes, Roger. Yes, Muffin. Yes, Nutella. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Thank you. Now I just want to share, before I go into another story and then inviting your questions, I just want to read some stats out to you because, my God. Did you know that in 2023, and I'm just talking about the US at the moment, there were 6.5 million just cats and dogs in a shelter. 6.5 million. 4.8 million of those animals were adopted. Woohoo! And thank you if that was you. But 690,000 were euthanized. So many. And in the UK, some stats. There are 12 million dogs and 11 million cats in the UK at the moment. But only 20% of people get their animals from shelters and rescues. Only 20%. Nearly 10% have considered it or rehomed their animals. And money is one of the reasons cited for that. And 90% of people claim behavioral problems turn them off adopting. But nothing is guaranteed in life, is what I would say. You could buy an animal from a approved breeder, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to be facing some kind of challenges with that animal. The same as when you have a child, when you have a baby and they start growing up, there can be challenges. And the other thing is, if you make the mistake of buying an animal from a puppy farm or any kind of scenario where people are just breeding animals to make money and they don't care about the health of the animal, or what happens to the animal, or how many animals die in the process, then you're adding to all of these millions of animals that are finding themselves behind bars in shelters. Yeah, it's not called an Axis Monday. It's called an Axis Mundi. I put it in the chat. Axis Mundi, not Monday. That's so funny though. There is in the UK, there's a Lucy's Law that came into effect in April 2020, which was aimed on reducing the suffering of dogs and cats that were bred in puppy farms and kitten mills. Oh, I can only say, you know, please, please, please adopt an animal. It's so rewarding for you. There is always help available. And what I've found is that animals that are taken from these depressing shelters and sanctuaries, waiting for someone to come by to go, you're the one I love, I want you to bring you home. They're just so grateful, you know, that it means so much to them that you see them and that you open your heart to them and that they come home with you. The other story I wanted to express was a story about Grace and PTSD. I know that Carolyn wrote in. Carolyn, if you're here, just say yes in the comments wherever you are, Facebook, Instagram, not sure. She wrote in and said, I'm interested in next week's topic for Animal Thoughts Live. I focus my animal communications on rescue animals. As a result, I frequently communicate with animals who have some form of PTSD. I would love any ideas on what you think could help them deal with past traumas. Well, the Axis Mundi technique is one of them. Carolyn, you're here. Great. You said, I have tried energy healing and sound therapy. Sometimes they work really well, and sometimes it's more challenging. I'm just trying to build up my tool set so that I can better help these lovely animals. Absolutely. So let me just explain about Grace, because then this will answer your question. So Grace came, and I and my partner had decided we wanted what we termed was more of a project dog, a dog with behavioral or emotional challenges that we felt in a position that we could support them with. And so that's who we went looking for. We weren't looking for an easy dog, an easy adoption. We were looking for a trickier dog. And Bodhi, who was after Morgan, helped guide us to Grace and gave us little steps and signs to look for, which I'm going to talk about when we talk about reincarnation one week. And I met her, and she was the one. She did everything that Bodhi said that she would and that she'd agreed to do. And my heart, the moment I looked into her eyes, just went poof. You know, have you had that? Have you had that feeling when you look into an animal that just goes so big? This love for her is so, so big. And it was massive. It was really maternal. And I was just like, God, I love you so much. And I've literally just met you this moment. Or have I? And she came home and had a lot of what behaviorists would call triggers. Everything triggered her. She was scared and reactive to everything. And I felt it would be really helpful to understand what it is she's experiencing that she reacts to. Why is that coming up for her? And what I realized, and this is the point I want to make for you as well, Carolyn, is that sometimes animals who are experiencing PTSD, complex PTSD, they can't always talk about it straight away. They need time. They need to come to it when they are ready. And just because we ask the question doesn't mean that they're going to answer it, or can answer it, or even know how to answer it. And the more we push them and repeat the question, the worse they feel and the more they retreat into themselves. So however much we love them and we're creating this safe space for them to say, this is the most painful thing I've experienced. There was this, there was that. Just imagine if you were in a war zone, for example, how traumatic that would be. Some animals have a similar kind of, it was so scary, I can't verbalize it. And I know that animals don't talk verbally. They are non-verbal intuitive communicators, but they are able to express themselves using the thought forms. But when they're ready. So what I did is I kept creating safe spaces for her, and I kept helping her move the energy through her body by walking with her. I kept her safe on the street and noted and was aware of everything that she might find scary, and I found ways to negotiate the scary things or help her to be present with me during those scary triggers. And really thoughtful behaviorists will be able to help guide you on that, on those practicalities as well, which isn't bribery. And then there was one day I was walking with her and she reacted, and I said, can you tell me about it yet? And she did. And it was so sore and painful for her. And she expressed herself, and it was a bit like, if you've ever had therapy, if you've ever seen a counselor, if you've ever had a best friend who's just listened to you and been there, it's a weight off. It lightens you energetically, and that means that you can start really healing and moving into that healing journey much more. So give them time, don't push them, create safe spaces, let them come to it when they come to it. And I'm going to just ask Grace now. She's not in the room with me today. I'm just going to ask her if there's anything else she'd like to communicate with you on this. Just trust that the animal will know what to do when the time is right. And one of the fears, and I'm feeling it in my body, this anxiety, is being pushed, being pushed. So she's saying, please don't push them. Please just create that space for them when they're ready. I know we love animals and we try to be, fix it and heal it and do it to them so that they feel better. It's not like that. It's not like that. You're with another sentient being who also needs to be respected, that they need to go through this process in their own timing as well. Is that making sense to you? Put a yes in the comments if that is making sense to you. I'd love to know whether you're feeling it. Yeah, Katie said on Instagram, people often expect animals to be more emotionally resilient than humans. Yes, yes, yes. We've got here. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Melissa. Yes, definitely. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to open it over to you, beautiful beings, and your questions. And I do want to hop into one that was posted earlier, but then I'm also going to have a look and see what you are asking. And I'm going to come to a question on Instagram and a question on Facebook. But I also want to share something that Delphina wrote in, who said, "Hi P, I was just contemplating some things after going to an animal rescue shelter, and a few things came out. There was a very high anxiety level, lots of barking, and I contacted a spokesperson dog from the shelter to ask what I could do. He said that each animal has its own story and that individual listening is necessary. However, there is something I could do. One, to empower the animals and to generally send out messages to imagine what they would want their home to be like, what they would like to do, etc. And we talked about that briefly last week. But also, I facilitated soul-body fusion, and suddenly the barking just stopped, and there was relaxation, trauma release, and I saw a whole group of unicorns in front of the shelter saying, "We have got this now." For those of you that know Delphina, you'll know that Delphina is really vibrating at the unicorn level. If you are vibrating at the unicorn level, you will know. Just write unicorn in the comments for me. If you're not yet, be open to it. That's all I can say. Just be open to it. Don't shut anything off. Delphina also said, I love the unicorns that are coming. She also said, I felt that in high vibration, there are instant shifts like we had with Al, which I mentioned that were in the Pride membership last week. So I have two questions I'm wondering about. One would be, and I really want to talk about this, what would be that, okay, what would it be if we keep saying we rescue and save animals instead of help? In what way are we disempowering the animal? And what the difference would be between helping and saving? Also, in what way is it a reflection of a part of us that wants to be rescued or saved? Or a reflection of part of our inner child that wants a loving home with us or feels abandoned? A bit deep, haha, lots of love. Okay. Loving the unicorns coming through. Yeah, I also struggle with the word rescue, that we're rescuing them. Why do I struggle with that word? I think for me personally, it's because there's a perceived hierarchy that we as the human being are the ones that are sweeping in and saving the day without recognizing that coming into relationship with this animal gives us so much more as well. And that maybe, yes, maybe they are rescuing us as much as we are rescuing them. Maybe they are bringing something into our lives which is part of the next stage of our soul journey. Maybe there is something they're bringing into our lives which is a reflection of something that we've not healed, that we need reflected back to us. So I do think I understand why we use the word rescue. It's simple, it simplifies things, but I do find it a little bit jarring for me. Assist, support, help, adopt. Yeah, we don't rescue children, do we? We adopt children. So why do we rescue animals? Anyway, your thoughts on that. Feel free to share in the comments with each other, with me. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. I also think there is this thing called rescue syndrome, where sometimes which Delphina hinted on, that a lot of the times if we rescue a lot of animals, we talk about cat hoarders that have 50 cats in their home, that there is something else going on there, something else that's out of balance energetically that needs healing. So there is also rescue syndrome. And I'm also aware, having held some animal communication training in animal rescues and shelters, so hard not to say that sometimes there are people that go into these environments and they become someone that also needs rescuing. They also need that huge amount of love for themselves, because often they feel misunderstood by human beings, and they feel safe amongst animals, and they feel seen by them, and they feel that it's reciprocal, Texas just said. Okay, so much to talk about. Now, I've got some questions coming in, so let me pop to, let's have a look here. Fiona Carey, you can definitely do the Axis Monday with Tink, who's in heaven, if you would like to. Yeah, somebody wrote in, I don't know who wrote it in, or whether it was in Instagram or Facebook. Someone said, I have a similar situation with a dog I have been communicating with. He was in a home where the man was abusing the woman. He felt his job was to protect the woman, but the man got rid of him. And he was no longer able to protect the woman and feels so much guilt. How do you do it if the former guardian is still alive? You can still invite them energetically, because it's still their free will if they come or not. So don't feel that that's a barrier. It's an invitation. It's an invitation for the previous guardian, the woman, and the dog to come together to connect. And you're offering this space and this opportunity. Okay. Okay. Tina, you said, my calico cat Sienna is a rescue. Someone had left her outside when she was still a tiny, about 8 weeks old kitten. Depending on where you're living, she might not have been left. Her mother might have been going off to get food, but that's a whole other subject. I'd seen her once, then 1 week later I heard her cry out in a parking lot. I knelt down and she climbed onto me and held on. And you said an animal in spirit became her big brother and best friend, but now it's just you and Sienna. And you'd like to know why she chose you back then, and why her mood seems to be often changing, and what she needs that I may not be providing. All right, so this is Calico Cat Sienna. So Tina, I invite you, and I invite everyone, let's have a communication practice with Calico Cat Sienna, who is in the family of Tina. And Tina, you don't need to have Sienna with you. No one needs to have Sienna with you. I want you to set the intention that you have Sienna in front of you. Invite her. Sienna, beautiful calico cat. We're offering this space of love and communication. Would you like to come forward to engage with us? Our hearts are open to anything or nothing at all. If you don't want to share that, it's also fine. It is your free will. I come to you with love and respect, and I honor you. And I honor you. And I see her sitting quite proudly in front of me. And Tina's question for you is, why did you choose her in the parking lot? And immediately I received the answer, I chose her because she was kind. I could feel she was kind. And Tina believes that your mood is changing. I make no judgment on this at all. From her perspective, she feels that your mood is changing. Would you like to comment on this for me, for all of us here practicing? I am not changing mood. You are changing mood. I reflect back to you. Look at your energy, your thought patterns. You're moving forward, backward, forward, backward. You know what I'm addressing here. You are not stable in the middle. I'm just trying to help you heal this forward, backward motion. And she's sitting there so proudly, so steady, solid, grounded. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful, Sienna. Thank you, Tina, for bringing this question to all of us. And if you were communicating with Sienna too, please put in the comments what you received. And then, of course, it might be the thought forms that you hear with your internal mind's voice. Could be pictures, images that you see. Could be emotions that you're feeling. It could be sensations, smells, tastes. What is it that Sienna communicated to you? And while you're doing that, I will come to another question. Yeah, Pat, completely. The first thing I got about why she picked Tina was love. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, we'll do one more question here. Yeah, and also Raquel Tackle said that what I also heard is that Sienna also felt that Tina needed her as well. And Elena said, I got that she picked Tina because she was refreshing like mint. And someone else said, because of a flood of love. Okay. Any more questions? Oh, and Connie also said that she saw her sitting there proudly, and she also said we're helping each other. Tina, was that helpful for you? Please put that in the chat. Tina Mola, my love. Let us know. I hope that was helpful. Any other questions about rescued animals? I just need a short one. At another time, we'll be communicating with animals who've crossed over. And of course, I'm available for consultations at any point if you want my support with that. I'm just going to see what else we have. Tina has come back to feedback for us, which is really useful. She said that Sienna is very proud. Thank you, P. It's just gone. I laughed when she said my mood is changing. She is right. So if you have that, well done for communicating. You did well. Tina, thank you so much for feeding back. It's always really useful. And Sienna, what a cat. You're so blessed. She's amazing. Her presence is so solid. I love her. I'm just trying to skim back through to see what other questions you might have for me. And in fact, while I'm doing that, I'm going to set you a task. It's easy, don't panic. The task is I'm just going to run a poll by you. I think I've activated that, have I? Let's hope so. I've clicked on it. I'm only able to do it in the Facebook. Yeah, it's active. So the question is, have you adopted an animal, yes or no? So in Instagram, you can also put that down for me. Have you adopted an animal, yes or no? And while you're doing that, Okay, this is a good question. How do you approach animals at a shelter? I will come to that. We've got some yeses and yeses. We've got a no. Okay. Yes, several. Yes, we've got yes. So I've launched this poll now, and I've no idea how to get to the answers. How do I see what you said? That I don't know. I'm going to have to work that out. Bear with me. Maybe it will happen at the end of us sharing. But I can answer this question, which is, how do you approach animals in a shelter? And this is also something that I taught when I was teaching in animal shelters. So just think about, there's an animal in a cage. It often is very open, even though they have requested that it isn't, and that cats have requested that they have cover and they're not stared at all the time by people walking through, and that it's quieter, and that there's soft music, and they're very particular about what they want to hear. But that aside, sideways, at a distance, gently. So I would stand sideways onto an animal. I wouldn't be right up next to the cage, whatever that's made of. And I would be glancing down and not at them. Glancing down and not at them. And if they look particularly worried, like they're at the back of the cage and they're trying to hide, I might do nothing else. I might bend down and just glance, just so that I can get a sense of them and whether I wish to adopt them. But also remember that when you're communicating, you don't need to see them, and you can communicate from here with them there with your eyes closed and get a sense of who they are, and let them know, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm sharing all my love with you. Someone who is perfect for you is going to come by, someone who appreciates you, someone who can see your beautiful qualities inside and out, someone who can offer you a stable home environment. And I would keep it very high level energy. And I would be calm and soft and quiet, and I would not be right on confrontation directional with any animal. That will help them. Okay, I'm sorry I can't get the poll to stop. I don't know whether you can see it or not. But I do want to say thank you for doing the poll if you did it. I know that we're running out of time. So next week, just a heads up, next week I'm going to be on a different timeline. I'm going to be in Noosa on the Sunshine Coast on Brisbane, Sydney timeline. So I will be coming to you live at 6 p.m. Brisbane. So I know for some of you that will be fantastic. For others of you, you'll think, but that's like 1 o'clock in the morning. What is she thinking? But it's good to share, isn't it? So I'm going to be in a different hemisphere, and I'll be on Brisbane, Sydney time for the next 2 lives. If you're able to join me, that would be amazing. For all of those people in Australia and that kind of timeline, I would love to see you with me. at the live. I think we probably do a general next week, like every question, unless I am guided otherwise in the meantime. And we'll work out that poll, and we might do it again. So if you're able to join me, then it would be wonderful. If you would like to really try to embrace your animal communication, I have got a free 14-day animal communication challenge for you, which you can take. All you need to do is click on the link, which I think is within the feed. And if it's not, don't worry. Once this live ends, we'll make sure it's there for you. So it's a free 14-day animal communication challenge. All you need to do with the challenge is to do the different steps consistently over 14 days. And each day has 5 steps that you take. You can take them at any time of the day. I had someone say, I can't do that thing first thing in the morning. Don't panic. Do it at another time to fit it into your day. But just ensure that you're doing all 5 steps over each day consistently for 14 days, because I really do feel that you're going to feel a difference. And thank you, Christopher, saying, found this helpful and encouraging. All the times for the next live will be shared in my newsletter and also on Instagram and Facebook very soon, so we'll let you know. But you can also just go to Time Converter and check it in. Unfortunately, I haven't got it right here to let you know. Sorry about that, but we will let you know. What else did I want to say to you? Yeah, if you're not on my newsletter yet, it'd be great if you to join me, because then I will let you know about the lives. I'll let you know about the themes. I'll give you the links to be able to join these live sessions, and you'll also get to hear about any other interesting events or freebies that I'm offering, animal communication retreats, etc., etc. And of course, you can unsubscribe at any time. I'm not going to keep you a hostage to my mailing list. All right, beautiful, beautiful beings. My candle went out halfway through that, and we're not going to light it for a third time, but I would like to close this ceremony with you. And I would also like to just invite any animal that wishes to speak to you in this moment to share. So please close your eyes. Put your hand or both hands over your heart space. Breathe in slowly, deeply. And release slowly. And there's an invitation for any animal who wishes to speak to everyone who's here on this live call with us to come forward and share a message. Crocodile is here again. It's not about the time, it's about the presence. You don't have to be doing everything, you have to be. Don't attach so heavily, so grabbingly. I'm trying to find the word that the crocodile's expressing. So fixed to fear. Let go of it. Let it go. Don't need to grasp it and hold it and keep it. See there, right there, that was presence. You just entered into presence. You were just being in that moment. That's all we need. We need your presence. Everything else will come. That is my wisdom for you today. Crocodile. Thank you, beautiful beings. Thank you so much for Rima and Jem, my team, for supporting me on the back end and the front end and the left and the right and the below and the above. Thank you so much, everyone. You're such beautiful beings. Thank you so much for all of your love for animals and hopefully for each other. Keep rippling that love out into the grid, into the matrix, to Mother Earth, to be reciprocated back. Much love to you. You're beautiful animals and all of the animal kingdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you next week, I hope. Much love.